Maybe this will work. Maybe it won't. We are back. And I'm going to, just in case it doesn't work, pull up TikTok here so I can watch my own live. So that's going to be the only way I'm going to be able to actually see what my chat is saying. Be able to actually... Sorry about the echo. See what my chat is saying. Be able to actually... There we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. I got chat open now. We'll just have to do it that way again. Oh, TikTok. It's got to be everything. Nothing can be simple. Nothing can ever be simple with TikTok. YouTube works great. Facebook works great. X works great. No issues. Zero. None. TikTok, issue every time. No matter what you ever try to do. Always an issue. Always an issue. Anyways, we're here. What's going on, everyone? I'm back. Let's get started. There's a ton I want to talk about. Yeah, like I said, happy Wednesday. We got some alerts showing up. I'm going to keep the alert sounds off right now. I'm actually going to turn off alerts right now. I'm seeing severe thunderstorm warnings issued, but I'm not seeing any on my map, which is very strange. Can one of you confirm if there are warnings out right now that I'm not seeing on my radar? I just want to double check before we get started here. Let's see. NWS alerts. There are severe thunderstorm warnings. So they're just not showing up. Okay. Okay. All right. Interesting. Alerts was turned off. There you go. Now we can see everything. Severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado, or severe thunderstorm watches, tornado watches, all that good stuff. Okay. Severe thunderstorm warnings. Anything crazy going on before I get started? We're going to talk about a lot of stuff, and then we'll get back to the severe weather, so I just want to make sure nothing crazy is going on. 70-mile-per-hour wind storms, some tour pauses, no confirmed or no tornado warnings right now, and we don't have... Well, let's check out the tour pauses real quick. There's still some investigating. Ooh, this had to have been on the ground. Is Patrick in here? This had to have been on the ground. That went through Juanetta. Right there, that was 100% on the ground, right? East of Enders, Nebraska. That was a really clear couplet there. I wonder if we had a CC drop, although there might not be much out here to pull up. But this looks like this was a tornado. 100%. Might have gone right around or right through that city. Juanetta, near Imperial, heading towards Palisades, Stratton, and Trenton, Nebraska. So watch out for that. Let's check out these other storms real quick. Again, we have a lot of fun stuff to talk about in today's stream, but I want to make sure everyone's safe out here. A lot of rotation in this storm, headed down towards Bertrand, out towards Arapahoe. You guys know what I'm talking about. Strong winds out here. Let's look at North Platte. Yeah, I mean, strong winds. I don't see any sort of couplet in there right now. Got a lot of people out here on this storm. Let's check it out. What's been going on out here? A lot of shear. A lot of rotational shear. This thing looks like it tried to put... It's starting to spin clockwise. Interesting. I see a lot of clockwise rotation out to the east of the Rockies in Colorado. Every time I'm covering storms out here, I see anticyclonic spin. Just clockwise spin. Does anyone know why? I have a feeling it has something to do with just the way that the wind and air moves off these mountains. It just messes everything up. But, this is the one area I always see anticyclonic spin. All right. Up here a little bit to the north. What's going on up here? Nothing crazy. A little bit of rotation up here. Just crazy shear everywhere. Rotational shear. Everything's spinning in weird directions. But overall, we look pretty good. This area is in a mesoscale discussion. EF1 to 90-mile-per-hour tornado. So EF1, EF0. Winds 65 to 80 mile per hour. Hail 1.5 to 2.5 inches possible. Music isn't too loud, right? It's just sitting down at a good pocket. Let me know. If it's loud and annoying you guys, I'll turn it down. Anyways, not too bad. We got some storms out near Chicago as well. Nothing too crazy out here. Just some flash flood warnings currently. Southeastern Chicago Metro looks like out towards northwestern, far northwestern Indiana. So mesoscale discussion out here too. Just some strong winds, small hail, maybe a weak spin up is possible. All right, we're gonna we'll watch this stuff. Oh, New Mexico, hello. I didn't know you guys were involved. Nothing too crazy happening right now. 60-mile-per-hour radar indicated winds down here. Nothing too wild. All right, we'll continue to watch all this. We'll stay up here. And let's get started. Okay. So, maybe we should look at the front screen. I'll fix where my little head is. There we go. I look much better there. So, I want to talk about a bunch of stuff today. You can't even hear it? Maybe I should turn it up a little bit then. Let me know if you can hear it when I turn it up a little bit. Really can't hear anything? Oh, here. I'll fix the audio. Properties. X. That's so weird. I'm gonna turn it way up to see if you can hear it, just to check. Oh, you know what's weird? I wonder if I have to change that. Let me check this real quick. I wonder if I have to change that setting again in my computer. That would be really annoying if I did. But let me check before we get started, and then I realize no one can hear anything that's going on. Like last time. Sound. Video, audio mixer. Where are we? OBS. Where was it? Oh, yeah. OBS browser page. There we go. Okay. I think we're good now. I think we're good. Oh, you can? Okay. All right. All right, let's get going here then. Let's get it going. Do you know why Auto Kansas has a flood watch for tomorrow? No, but we'll go over all that. I'll cover all that. You know what I'm saying? I apologize if I can't see. Apologize if you gifted or anything. It's kind of difficult for me to see because TikTok doesn't want to let me see my chat in Restream. So I could see everyone chatting in TikTok just fine. I just can't see gifts and everything. But I appreciate you guys if you do. All right, let's get going. Where should we start? I kind of want to start talking about these earthquakes today. So, 7.2 and 7.5 magnitude earthquake occurred today, back to back in Venezuela. The original one, this is the 7.5. The original one happened right next to it. So I looked up some interesting, I want to find some interesting statistics on this. So even though there are some fault lines over here, it's actually pretty rare in this region. So you have the Caribbean plate and the South American plate. And they kind of meet up in and around Venezuela. I'm not exactly sure where, but you have the Caribbean plate and the South American plate meet up right down here. So I know you guys, I'm pretty sure Venezuela hasn't had a major, or I mean, hasn't had a major earthquake in over a century, I think, but it did have a 6.9 magnitude earthquake back in like 1997. But it's been quite a while. Their last major earthquake, which classified 7.0 or stronger, you've got to go all the way back to, correct me, someone in chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's like 1900. 1900. That's quite a long time ago. So, yeah, I mean, 1900. I could be wrong, but that's what I have here. I think they did also issue some tsunami warnings for, you know, Greater Antilles, Haiti, DR, Cuba, Jamaica, Puerto Rico. I'm pretty sure, though, those have been taken down. Can anyone confirm when the last... This is a really random statistic, but can anyone confirm when the last major earthquake hit Venezuela? I mean, there hasn't been a 7.0 down here for a long time. It's interesting because we had that, what, 5 point something or 4 point something. I think it was a 5.2 or something that up here in Cuba, too, a few weeks ago. So a lot of seismic activity happening over here in the recent past. You know, another interesting fact about earthquakes too, guys, is, and a lot of people don't realize this, like an 8.0 earthquake is not 2 times stronger than a 4.0 or like it doesn't work like that. Like a 7.5 earthquake can be something like 5 to 7 times stronger than a 7.0 earthquake. So going from like a 6, well, this is, okay, guys, I'm going to have to do it, to a 7 to an 8 is actually drastically different. The amount of energy released it doesn't just multiply by times 2. It's I mean, probably from a 6.0 to an 8.0 is probably like something like 10 to 15 times the amount of energy. So a 7.5 is serious. Because I know a lot of people have been in like 3.0s, 4.0s, 5.0s. I was in like a 5.2 earthquake when I lived in LA. That is nothing like a 7.5 earthquake. Literally nothing like a 7.5 earthquake. So it's pretty bad down there. There was also a 6.9 magnitude earthquake out in Japan. And I think this one happened, what, 30 to 40 minutes before the earthquake in Venezuela? $7.3, 2018. Are you sure that was actually, well, let me look here. Let me see here. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. List of earthquakes. Venezuela. There was one. Interesting. There was one in 2018, and then you have to go all the way back to literally 1900. The year 1900. I wonder, let's see, location. Yeah, you're right. 2018, there was a 7.3 in Venezuela, but then you have to go back 100 years. More than 100 years. 118 years. Good catch, though. So interesting. You know, we've had the biggest earthquake in the Gulf that we've had in decades recently. One of only 2 major earthquakes in Venezuela that's happened in the last 120 plus years. And then simultaneously, or right before it today, we had a 6.9, almost a major earthquake up here in Japan. So interesting stuff going on with our tectonic plates. We'll see if we get any more aftershocks or if it triggers anything else. You know, earthquakes can cause all sorts of issues down the line. Some earthquakes, I think, are, you know, they hit one location, no aftershocks, everyone moves on, and sometimes it shakes up the region, and you start to get aftershocks, not just kind of in and around the location where the earthquake struck, but up and down the plate. You know, you could see some more earthquakes in the Caribbean or South American plate or even North American plate. So, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. Anytime there's a major earthquake like this, you know, everyone will be paying attention for the next probably couple of weeks. Anything above a 6 is dangerous. Yeah, anything above a 6 gets destructive. Anything a 7.0 and above, they consider major, and then 8.0 and above, I think that's just catastrophic. Yeah. So 2018 was the last major one, and then before that, it was 1900. They went a good 118 years without seeing one, and now they've seen 2 in the last 8 years. Yeehaw! Ride 'em, cowboy. Thanks for the cowboy hat, Yali. I did see that one. Hey, B, what's going on? All right. let's talk tropics for a second. There's also a major heat wave over in Europe. The West is about to get really cold. We have a crazy severe weather pattern potentially setting up again for the end of June. So let's just like start talking about stuff. Here we go. Pacific. Pacific disturbance number 2. 70% chance of this disturbance going through TCG, tropical cyclogenesis, and becoming a tropical cyclone within the next 7 days. 70%. That's pretty high. Tropical disturbance 1, 20% chance in the next 48 hours, 20% chance in the next 7 days. I don't know. I like the spin on this one. What about you guys? I like the spin on this one. I'm liking this one's odds. I think we're gonna get 2 storms. You can't even really see what's going on down here. This disturbance to the north looks like it's gonna take this disturbance, or could take over this disturbance from the south. So that's interesting. We also obviously have a couple of storms. Let's take a look, and I'm going to go over to my radar. Let me move over here, right screen. We've also got a couple of storms out in the Pacific. Now, this is a depression, tropical depression Higos, right out here. This was a tropical storm, but it has been downgraded. It's heading up north for Japan. May make impact as a tropical storm or depression in about, we'll call it 72 to 96 hours. Main threat is going to be rainfall for up there in Japan. But we also have... Now, I was pronouncing this wrong before, and don't laugh at me, but I was calling this Michaela. It's spelled Mekkhala. 100%, my brain was reading it Michaela. Apparently, it's Mekhala, which I guess now that I say it out loud makes more sense. Don't worry, I'll get into severe weather. I'll talk about Guthrie, Oklahoma. I'm going to talk about severe weather, rainfall, all that. Anyways... This is still a hurricane, Cat 1, well, typhoon, whatever. It's the same thing. It's just what we call it over there in the Pacific, Eastern Hemisphere. Yeah, Eastern Hemisphere, because technically storms in the Eastern Pacific are still considered hurricanes. I feel like we should just have different names for different oceans. What do you guys think? That'd be much easier. 978 millibars. It is expected to continue to weaken. There's this jet stream up to the north here. It's pulling on it. It's going to weaken. But we have 2 tropical storms that look like they're going to pretty much intersect over Japan simultaneously. So tons of rainfall. I'm interested to see what happens flooding-wise. These are running right through Tokyo, so not the best situation, but at least they're not going to be major typhoons as they, approach Japan. Okay, let's get back over here. Another thing I wanted to hit on today. I don't know if anyone sees or has been paying attention to what's going on over in Europe, but we're setting all sorts of temperature records over in Europe right now. And by the way, a lot of people in Europe don't have air conditioning. A lot of people in Europe don't have air conditioning. Seriously, look up the amount of... I have to be careful how I say this when I'm on TikTok. Look up the amount of... What's the term I should use for it? How many people pass away from heat-related incidents each year in Europe? It's gonna blow your mind. Look it up. I'm not gonna say it on stream, but look at how many people. Yeah, look it up. Heat-related incidents in Europe. It's actually staggering. It's a crazy number. It's like as many. It's like comparable to like car accidents in the U.S. It's crazy. Anyways, heat is very bad for Europe. This is the latest Euro right now. 31 degrees above average in Paris. We're getting into 20 plus. I mean, this is just widespread 20 to 30 degrees above average. It's hot. I don't think I have observations out here, but I'm going to check anyways. Real-time mesoscale analysis out here in Europe. I don't. But so let's just go back into Europe, or go back into the Euro for Europe. It's a lot of people. Did you guys look it up? It's a lot of people. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Anyways, so this isn't good. It's going to continue for a while. Why are we seeing this over in Europe? We have what we call an omega block. Why is it called an omega block? Well, what does this look like to you? That is an omega symbol. And in the middle is a gigantic, or sorry, this is what the weather world, a robust high pressure. That is, what is a high pressure? It's rapidly sinking air. Moisture cannot rise. And you're not going to get any sort of clouds, precipitation, moisture that's going to help cool this region down when you have a robust area of sinking air with a southerly flow of warm equator air moving up to the north right into the center of that high pressure. And I don't think this is expected to move out too quickly. Let's just take a look. This is still there. Look, maybe, you know, the UK gets a little bit of a break there, but we're still there. We're still there. Especially, look at this, like mainland Europe. Is that what you guys call it, mainland Europe? I mean, this, right? I don't know. Look at this. It's not moving. I mean, we're seeing this all the way through potentially July 1st. Like a week and a half, we could have this Omega block sitting over here. And what does that look like temperature-wise? Hot, 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 hot. Like I said, the UK looks like it's finally going to get a break. I mean, look at some of these 34 degrees above average. Like, what's the actual temp? 106 degrees in Berlin? Jeez. This is going to break records for sure. It just doesn't get this hot out here. Unbelievable. Yeah, you can't be 96 degrees in cities that don't have air conditioning. I mean, they have some air conditioning, but it's like 80% of residents out here don't have air conditioning. It's wild. So this is a dangerous situation. And like I said, this Omega block is going to stick around for a while. This is going to be a story for over the next week or two, and we're going to hear some probably not so great things out of Europe once this is all said and done. What's interesting is crazy heat waves like this happen during strong El Niños. We're having a very active already Western Pacific hurricane typhoon season, which is typical of a strong El Niño. So even though we technically just transition into actual El Niño conditions, we're already getting some kind of impacts that feel like we're already in a strong El Niño, even though technically we're not. Now we do have strong El Niño conditions in parts of the Nino 3.4 out here in the Central Pacific, but you have to have those conditions consistently for 2 to 3 months to transition into that strong El Nino. But some of this stuff is pretty wild. Some good news, the West is going to cool down. This is good news for multiple reasons. One of the reasons being, and I'm almost done and I'm going to get to severe weather. I know a lot of people have questions. One of the reasons being red flag warnings, fire watches, heat advisories, you name it. I was going to say tornado watches, but we need a cool down out west. There hasn't been a cool down out west in a while. So there you go. Simultaneously, we're going to be sweltering hot this is for the June 30th to July 4th time frame here. So this is our 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. Getting into the 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. A tiny bit of a cool down out here. It's not going to be as hot, but it's still going to be above average. So it should be a very warm July 4th weekend. July 4th is on a Saturday. Would you look at that? So, yeah, it's going to be hot. Last thing I wanted to touch on here before we talk about severe weather. I know people are asking about severe weather. And, well, let's take a look at this. Here's the latest Euro. We should be on the Euro here. Yeah. Look at our jet stream right here. This is as we get into Saturday and Sunday. As we know, especially during severe weather season, tornado season, this is this is the setup that tornado chasers and weather enthusiasts love, and the setup that people who don't love severe weather hate. Strong southwesterly flow pushing through, really pushing from the desert southwest up through the Rockies across the plains. This is when you can get some significant shortwaves developing out here and get really, significant tornado outbreaks. You typically don't see like dry line setups this late in the season, so they're not as bad when you get. It's not as bad when you get this type of setup later on in the season. We're pretty much out of severe season, but we're just still getting tons of severe weather. But this is going to be interesting to watch, because if we do get this, very amplified trough to dig here for quite a while, which it doesn't go away. I mean, we're just seeing this consistently sit over the same location, right? Sit there all the way almost. Again, we're talking about this is going to be as we get into July. There's going to be plenty of opportunity for severe weather. Right now, we have a day 4. We could get a day 5, a day 6, a day 7, a day 8. We could see a big stretch of severe weather if this pattern holds on the Euro and GFS, this strong southwesterly flow. What am I looking at the same time? Well, as we have the southwesterly flow, we just have a large rotating. I actually should have circled that the opposite way. High pressures Wind rotates clockwise around them in the northern hemisphere. There you go. Large stationary high over the Ohio Valley. What is this going to mean? Potentially a lot of moisture for this region and severe weather, and a lot of heat and dry conditions for the Ohio Valley and southeast. So if we were to take a look, and I'm interested to see the latest outlook here because I didn't take a look at this earlier. Excessive rainfall outlook. No, let's go to the precipitation outlook. So I think we're going to get a lot more moisture in the beginning of July throughout out here, end of June, beginning of July out here, and I think we're going to struggle to get any sort of rainfall out in the Ohio Valley and southeast as we get towards the end of June, beginning of July, and we're going to see those warm temperatures out here, cooler temperatures out west. So we're going to feel more like a desert, a dry desert out east, and they're going to feel like the East Coast if we get that high pressure setting up like that. All right, now we can talk about severe weather. Let's get to the live radar. And I want to get to some questions. Let's see what's going on. Let's turn on alerts. There we go. There we go. Lots of chasers out here. Let's see what's going on with our NWS alerts. A lot of 70-mile-per-hour torpause storms. No tornado warnings currently. I want to quickly scan and see if we have... See, this is a pretty significant looking couplet here. I'm going to switch over to main screen here, and I'm going to start answering questions. Pretty significant looking couplet. We'll get back to it quickly. There we go. You can see the area of rotation is a little bit broad, but it's there. It could try to drop something moving south towards Bertrand, Arapahoe up. You guys, this one. And Oxford. Let's check the storm up to the north. Strong winds. You can see inch hail reported, but no significant rotation with that storm. Taking a look out east. Again, lots of shear. I mean, you could see how this could try to put a funnel cloud report just to the north of Fort Morgan and Colorado. I could see how this could try to put down a tornado headed through brush, but nothing right now. Nothing too significant right now. Let's take a look up here to the north. Nothing crazy going on up here. So Colorado Springs just to the north of you guys. What's going on here? Little 60-mile-per-hour storm. New Mexico. Lots of lightning on this one. Ooh, what is happening here? Yeah, we'll have to watch how this develops down there in New Mexico. All right. Someone did ask about excessive rainfall, so I'll just do this last thing before I take questions. Marginal, slight risk for excessive rainfall, the slight risk across portions of Kansas, Nebraska, and Colorado tonight. Then we push over Kansas, Oklahoma, northern Arkansas, portions of Missouri, southern Illinois, and then this pushes over into the Ohio Valley. This might be the last heavy rain you see in a while, Friday and Saturday for the Ohio Valley, so enjoy it, because then we're going to have a high-pressure move-in set up here. What's going on, Jet? The Northeast getting wind events the first week of July. Interesting. I mean, I could see it happening, but here, let's take a look. It's the easiest thing to do is follow our jet stream and see what's happening. Are we on the latest? We'll go to the 18Z. I mean, yeah, you're going to have a strong south or northwesterly flow from the 500 millibar jet as we get into early July. Let's take a look at what the 12Z sees here. Yeah, you can see this high. Look at this. I mean, this is just going to be a desert. This is going to be hot and dry out here if the Euro's right. Look at that high pressure just sit there for quite a while. We're getting our own Omega block over the Ohio Valley. But yeah, definitely starting off July. I mean, a nice flow across the Northeast. We could see some strong winds potentially during that time frame. Yep. How's Friday looking for severe weather? Let's take a look. Storm Prediction Center, convective outlook, Friday. Large marginal here. Could we get an upgrade? Let's see. We'll look at the Rufus, take it with a grain of salt. It overconvex. We'll look at the Rufus 18Z. And let's break this down super quickly. Let's get into Friday. All right. What I should do is not even show you guys the Storm Prediction Center outlook, just so you believe me more when I'm talking about where the severe weather could be. It's hilarious because you know the marginal is like this, and you can literally see that's exactly where the short waves are. Right, guys? When you look closely, look at the short waves. We have short waves here. We've got short waves up here. They just drew the marginal where the short waves are. Look. So, but yeah, I mean, looks pretty good. There's some potential here. To me, I think we're going to get an expanded risk up here, Wyoming. Well, here, before I say that, let's go to the 850. Yeah. Portions of Montana, Wyoming, maybe the Western Dakotas get an expanded risk. We do 500 millibar jets weak out through southern Midwest, southern Midwest, Ohio Valley region, but you have a nice 850 jet, so maybe a possible upgrade out here as well to a slight. Maybe we have a split slight like that. We do have some short waves here, though. I mean, I could see, what do we have, like a marginal, something like this? I could see us getting like a slight and then a slight like that, a split slight with the marginal staying in the middle like that. All right, someone clip that. It's gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, not a bad setup. You've got a good 500 jet. You've got a good 850 jet in those areas. And, I mean, our Cape is going to be just fine. Yeah, especially Midwest Ohio Valley region. Not as much instability up here. I still think we would get an upgrade just based off the short waves that develop up there, or that look like they're gonna. SIGTORs. Yeah, I could see this area being a concern for tornadoes on Friday. Same area we're watching now. You've got the southwesterly flow into a southerly 850 flow here, and good instability. I could see this being a tornado area on Friday. Doesn't look like a crazy setup Friday, but definitely in those areas we could see something. Today, 2 cells we're going to turn into. I cut edges. Wait, I cut the edges of both. The worst was neither north or south. Wait, do you predict the low pressure system setup for Friday to project more north? To eject more north? Wait, Purple, what are you saying? Today? Are you talking about you caught the edges of both like in real life? Oh, was he chasing up here in Illinois? That makes sense. So low pressure system on Friday. Okay, well here, let's take a look. Let's just straight up look at severe weather reflectivity Friday. So this is how the Rufus has it playing out. The Rufus definitely has the most significant setup down here. There's a good 850 jet down here. I don't know if our 500 is going to be doing much, and there's good instability. I could see this area potentially seeing the worst storms on Friday, but I think there's a small chance we get a nice little kind of strong wind event up here to the north through portions of Wyoming and Montana. Let me compare models really quickly. Upper air, 850, compare models, and we'll look at Friday. Rufus, NAM, Rufus. Let's go to the 500. Friday. That's the Rufus, HRRR. Rufus, oh, the HRRR has it a little more amplified. Interesting. Rufus. Oh, so the HRRR has this digging further. If the HRRR is right for Friday, we could see a more severe setup. I think there's a possibility for an enhanced Friday if the HRRR is correct. The HRRR has a more amplified trough here. It's digging. We're gonna have an ejection further to the south. So, we'll see. It was just in Illinois, and I was watching the storms both on radar and going, oh, yeah, going out in my yard, and I could see the storms on either side of me. That's so cool. That's really cool. Saturday into early next week. Project more north. Yeah, it depends what you're looking at. The low pressure system going into Canada compared with instability over the Midwest. Yeah, well, right now, the HRRR has a more amplified trough, meaning that if that happens, we're probably going to get an ejection further to the south. If the Rufus is right, it's going to be further to the north. So, you know, our convective models don't fully agree. Our short range models don't fully agree on what's going to happen north or south. I wonder if, oh my gosh, I've just spun myself around. I wonder what, to give you an answer on that, it would take just too long to do on stream, but let me just compare the GFS and the HRRR really quickly so I can, that would take a long time for me to give you an opinion on that. I unfortunately don't get to do weather all day. I have to work all day in my 9 to 5 before I get on weather. A lot of times I'm looking at this stuff with you. All right, there's the GFS, and then there's the icon GFS. Where's the euro? Hello? Oh, we'll do that. GFS. Hello, where's the euro? Okay. Euro. GFS. Icon. GFS has it further south. Euro has it further north. That's interesting. The euro agrees with the Rufus. GFS agrees with the HRRR. Icon has it further north too. Seems to me like it's, or further south. Seems to me like it's trending. A lot of times with these systems too, you do see, if you start to see any sort of amplification in the trough, that trend continues. So I think it might trend further to the south, a little bit more amplified, which would increase our severe weather risk on Friday and Saturday through the weekend. Why was Wednesday a tornado outbreak when it was a slight risk? Well, the slight had more to do. Yeah, well, you know what happens. There can be high instability, low shear days, or there can be low instability, high shear days, and it's very, very difficult to determine. I thought they upgraded that to an enhance. But it can be very difficult to determine, you know, if a cap's going to break, if there's going to be enough shear to make up for the fact of, you know, a lack of instability, or enough instability to make up for the lack of shear. It's just, some days are, you kind of have to call it as it happens. It's just how it is. I mean, yeah. I wasn't taking photos because I figured my camera was on and working. I mean, that's not a bad thing to figure. A potential outbreak for Friday? Not really. Unless that trough continues to continues that amplification trend. Maybe. I do find, obviously, Saturday quite interesting. For multiple reasons, but so I gotta stretch. Let's look at Saturday on the Rufus really quickly. Look at that. That right there is significant. We're looking at 70 plus knot winds at the 500 millibar with mega short waves developing. What's our 850 doing up here? Holy smokes. South-southeasterly flow of the 850 into a southwesterly flow at the 500. Yeah, we're probably going to have a ton of rotation down at the surface too. Yeah, there's your low, and then, wow. Multiple surface lows showing up on the 10 meter. Yeah, that looks crazy. Saturday looks crazy up there. What's our instability like, though? Just fine. More than enough. Yeah, it looks like a wild day. Still looks like a wild day up there on Saturday. Even on the Rufus, that to me is not trending as amplified. Three tornadoes hit the counties around me on Wednesday. Are we talking about last Wednesday? Listen, I barely remember what I ate for breakfast. Well, you know, I make a lot of content and talk about weather a lot, so I'm constantly like looking at the next day. So I have to, and I spoke about every single day of last week. I have to remember what happened. I'd have to go back and look at what happened last Wednesday. Oh, you know what I can do, actually? That's interesting. Let me try this out. Let's try this out together. Let me go back to the live radar since we have some severe weather. But let's try this out together. Let's go and look back at... I'm going to turn off storm reports for a second because they're annoying me. Let's go back and look at last Wednesday. All right. I should be able to get into... Give me a second. Give me un momento. I gotta get quicker at this. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Last Wednesday. Let's look at the radar from last Wednesday. Here we go. My radar lets me look at historical radar data. All right. So here was last Wednesday. Oh, yes. This was our nice little outbreak across Illinois, Indiana. Let me actually push forward a little bit here. So we can kind of see what was happening here. Let's let this reload. There's our low pressure system spinning to the north. I feel like we've had this almost exact same setup probably 3 or 4 times this year. A couple times a little bit further to the north, a couple times a little bit further to the south. I mean, Illinois has had over 190 confirmed tornadoes now this year. What a year for you guys. Anyone in chat from or living in Illinois? Well, I know a couple of you are. What a year. What a year. Let's switch this over here. Actually, I'll keep this on there. Great mustache, by the way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here, while we're doing this, we'll turn back on some alerts and hear what's going on. Hopefully it doesn't blare or blast my ears off. You know? Look at 10 or 11 p.m. Well, actually, here, I'll do it. I'll do it. We had some nice storms rolling through. From St. Louis out through Bloomington, out through Cincinnati around 10, 11 p.m. last Wednesday. That looks like a hook on the historical radar right there. So does this and this. Not fun stuff. Not fun stuff at all. Well, to some people it might be. I shouldn't generalize. Check weather photos on Discord. Let me see. Weather photos.
Attention, a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Ooh. There we go. If you guys want to join this weather Discord, link in the description of any of my YouTube videos, or just add Connor's Climate Corner on Discord and you can join. Obviously, we have updates, everything, hurricanes, temperatures, rainfall, severe weather, tornado, hail, wind, earthquakes, drought, volcanoes, Enzos. Everything's updated in here every day. Look, we get awesome pictures from our boy Patrick. Look at that. Look at that. That is a nice looking alien spaceship looking supercell. Holy smokes. Look at that. Nice little shelf. That is cool. There it is. Yeah, there's some good photos. What the heck?
Attention, a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
That is a nice one too. All right. Yeah, we're getting some good pictures in here lately. This is wild. That was from May 31st. Pretty cool stuff. This is a clean look. Severe weather in the DMV was bad yesterday. Oh, man. I missed it. Thanks for the link, Ferry. Miss Cantor. Tell us about the heat coming in next week. And how long is it going to last? Could last for a while. Omega blocks can stall out. I mean, we could see 7 to 10 days of
Attention,
moderate
a
to
new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
somewhat significant above average temperatures across the Ohio Valley and through portions of the southeast. Could even push out through portions, I'd say, of the mid-Atlantic. We'll see, though. You might have a nice flow, a nice little 500 millibar flow that might bring some clouds, some cooler conditions out there. We'll have to see. But it's mainly going to be focused over the lower Midwest, Ohio Valley, southeastern Southern Plains, southeast. Yeah, it's going to get hot
New information.
for a little bit.
This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
How's Milwaukee? Well, you guys are looking pretty good right now. Some little storms around there. Like I said, we're gonna after this next few days. I don't know if we're gonna see any more significant severe weather out in the Ohio Valley for a while. It's gonna get hot and it's gonna get dry. That heat's gonna be courtesy of a high pressure that's sitting over there, so it's gonna get real dry out there. We did just get a destructive damage threat severe thunderstorm warning out here. Fort Morgan and Brush. I was talking about the storm earlier. 80 mile per hour radar indicated winds. Fort Morgan Brush moving to the southeast.
New information.
So
This severe
that's up there in
thunderstorm warning has
northeastern
been
Colorado.
updated.
Oh, there we go. We get it. Hold up, 1 second. Indianapolis, Indiana. What about it? What about it? A little bit of a severe threat tomorrow, marginal. Let's see. There's your tour risk tomorrow. 5%. Sig 1. Wichita. Down to Tulsa. Out towards Joplin, Springfield. Out west towards Buffalo and Ashland. Towards the Oklahoma finger. I think if we get a tour risk on Wednesday or Friday, it might be up here. And then severe weather, yep. Saturday ships up north, and I think the Ohio Valley is going to have a nice long break. Yeah, I mean OKC looks to be just north of the
information.
worst
This
weather
severe
tomorrow, you know.
thunderstorm warning has been updated.
But we could get some storms floating down to the south. We'll see how things look in the morning. I might release an update video in the morning. It's going to be a long weekend for me. Wife's going out of town, so I have the little angels, the little 1 and 3-year-old to myself for 4 days. Pray for me.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning
I'll do my
has been
best to get
updated.
content out and to stream and updates. Visibility is going to be nuts over. Hold up. Oh, I missed that up there. Over Wisconsin, eastern Minnesota next week. Through Thursday, low wind shear. Yeah, true. That's true. I didn't even read that earlier. What do we think? Has this been a bust today? I haven't really been watching too much. I mean, I don't think there's been a tornado warning, even radar indicated, though, since I've been live. I know there was one before. All our watches and tornado watches, severe thunderstorm watches have dropped over there in the Midwest as well. You know who I haven't spoke about in a long time and I kind of miss talking about is Lubbock. I feel like last season I was talking about Lubbock every other day. I bet you the people of Lubbock are happy. Lubbockans.
Attention, a new special weather statement has been
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, the 7.2 and 7.5. A lot of people don't realize those were back to back. They measured them as 2 different earthquakes. It's pretty sad. It's a bad situation down there. Yeah, we were talking about it. It's the second major earthquake in 126 years. The last one was in 2018. We'll have to see if there are any aftershocks. There typically are with strong earthquakes like that. What is this? Oh, that's me on X. Are earthquakes and all the storms related, do you think? No. No. We have had some overactive tectonic activity, though, lately. There's a 6.9 in Japan as well, and then we had the largest or strongest earthquake in the Gulf a few weeks ago that the Gulf has seen in decades.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Do weather patterns affect the tectonic plates? I don't think. I mean, indirectly, probably. A lot of heat, excess heat or excess moisture can mess with the surface of the earth a little bit, and who knows, too much of it could probably affect the plates a tiny bit, but for the most part, not much. Unless there's something I'm missing there, but I'm going to be setting up my new office here soon, maybe tonight. So I'll be in a
Attention.
different
A new
location
special weather
without as
statement
many
has been
decorations behind me, but I'll fill it in. All right, let me double check on these storms real quick. I'll probably get off here in a little bit so I can get sleep. Possibly upload a video in the morning with some weather updates, and I probably want some rest considering I'm watching the little babies by myself for 4 days.
Attention. A new
Or
special
crotch
weather
goblins, as my
statement has been issued.
mods call them. Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm hyped, Tufts. I need to get a Connor's Climate Corner light up sign. You know what I mean? One of these like just a light up one of these. That's what I gotta do. LED sign. Thank you. Those were the words that I was looking for. Two-inch radar indicated hail, 80-mile-per-hour winds out here. I don't really see anything out here, but little tiny town just to the southeast of Fort Morgan, Colorado. This is starting to look like we could get a little bit of an MCS forming here, pushing off to the southeast, by the way. The way this is beginning to fill in here. So,
attention, a new severe thunderstorm warning has been
watch out
issued.
ahead of this. A little science, baby. Yeah, my kids could care less about science yet. I call mine my Bob Ross babies. Alrighty. Everyone enjoy your night. Will I be live tomorrow? Possibly. We'll have to see. Depends what's going on. I mean, there is a little bit of a tornado threat tomorrow, so a little 5%, Sig 1. I may have to get on for this for a little bit. Give a quick update in the morning. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by the pattern change we're about to get across the U.S. So cool temperatures in the west, dry and hot temperatures across the Midwest and Ohio Valley. It's going to be quite a little switch up as we get into July, and that heat out east may stick. We may go from a very below average late May into June to a very above average temperature wise July out east, really Central Plains and out east, or the Plains and out east. Yeah. So get ready for that. Appreciate all you. Thank you, mods.